think it's a special day. We can feel it in the air. Volunteers are a backbone of our work here at the United Nations in service of Somalia. Most of us join the United Nations because we want to make a difference. We want to support, we want to help. Volunteers, I think you go one step further because you're not remunerated the way the rest of us are, but still you choose to show up every day.
At the Ministry of the Youth and Sports, we are committed to creating an environment that empowers young volunteers. We recognize their potential to contribute to the development of our communities, and we are dedicated to providing platforms that amplify their voices and initiatives.
About 26 odd years ago, I was myself an international UN volunteer. I was, like many of you, posted in the front line in a remote district of Laos. The experience and the knowledge I gained paved the way for me to enter different opportunities with UNDP. So I want really to congratulate all the volunteers around Somalia for the great work you do. I want also to congratulate all the leaders that are making this possible.
I've been in the UN since 2001. I joined as a UN volunteer. I served as a UN volunteer for the first 5 years of my career. It was a very formative experience for me. And I couldn't be both feel more privileged, more honored to have had that opportunity than I do right now. Coming back to Somalia to serve in this function, to work with you all, where Somalia is today and looking forward to the future, to help Somalia effect the type of change that it needs to, and to count on and rely upon the solidarity of so many people from so many countries around the world that have come to Somalia as volunteers to help the country propel itself forward on this trajectory. It's unprecedented, it's welcomed, it's honored, and it's cherished. So again, thank you so much to all of you for the service to the country and to the Somali people.
Every volunteer journey is different, I may say. We all have reasons for choosing this path, but at the end of the day, no matter what drives you, I believe by volunteering, I've contributed to building and increasing youth participation within Somalia, specifically Garowe.
It is very, very important that, and for me, very symbolic that we're in Somalia today. Somalia and UNV share one thing in common that is not always known and obvious. UNV was created by the General Assembly resolution in 1970. What else happened in 1970 in the UN? Somalia was elected to the Security Council. The country was just 10 years old. So when we were standing in the elections, and back then Security Council didn't have 15 members, 10 elected members, they had only 5 elected members. So when Somalia stood in the elections, they said, no chance, this is just 10-year-old country, independent country, how they can become, and they were elected members of the Security Council. They were representing the Africa proudly at the Security Council. And today Somalia is writing the new chapter in its history, as George shared with us earlier. And for us it's symbolic, honorable, and auspicious that we were created the same year when Somalia became Security Council member. And we're here in Somalia, helping Somalia to write the new chapter in its history. And inshallah, we will write that chapter not just for Somalia, but with Somalia. Not just UN volunteers working in Somalia, but also many more Somali working as UN volunteers in the United Nations system. Fast forward a few years, hopefully your defining experience will be Somalia, and you will be very proud that when Somalia was writing this chapter in their history, you were part of the group of the people who was writing the chapter together with the people of Somalia.